There we go. I'm prepared now to make my final assembly model for the piston pump. You can see that I've got Inventor open and ready to go. I've got my set of files. I'm using the ones that I've allowed you to use, the copy of. It's the block housing, half-inch check assembly, quarter-inch check assembly, the filter with a half-inch coupling, close nipple half-inch, close half-inch nipple 3 long. That's the piston tube, quarter-inch close nipple, and the piston itself. So we'll go ahead and get started with those. So I'm going to let's make this large size now. I'm going to make an assembly. That's what I'm going to do, an assembly. And it's loading down here. You can see it's doing its thing. It's loading. It takes a few moments. And here it comes. It'll come up in a moment. There we go. And so I usually put myself into some sort of isometric view when I get started. Here's where my different planes are so that I can see them. Representations. I've got just my standard default view, so that's okay. And I'm going to place just the place. I'm not using the content center or other CAD files or anything like that. I'm just gonna do the place command. And then it asks me what to place. So I'm gonna start with the block, the one thing that's not a cylinder. So if I start with that, I can get going. And I just click it somewhere and I right click and OK. And it should show up somewhere in, well, what? I don't know where it just went. Try that again. There it goes. Click it. Now it's there. And I'll hit escape to get rid of the next one. There we go. So I had to click, click, click a little bit, but you'll see there's my half-inch inlet, half-inch for the piston, and there's my quarter-inch. So here and over to here. And the next thing I'm going to do then, I'm going to start building outward. And so I need a close nipple next. Half-inch, close. There's my half-inch close. And I can put it anywhere because it's going to line itself up. I could orient it, but I don't need to. So I'm just going to click it. Go. Right click. OK. We go. Got it. It's there. And I'm going to put it in place now. So I do the joint command. It's the easiest one in this case. I could also constrain, but I'll make a joint. And I'll make it a cylinder because that's what it is. And I'm going to take this little spot in the center of the front face, click, and I'm going to put it on that face centered up. Click, and it'll go in there. And it finds itself. And the plus direction for offset is this way, so I'm going to apply it. And so then if I come to my little plus over here and I double click the cylindrical, it lets me edit that relationship. In the linear, I need it to go backwards in. See, plus is coming outwards. That's that little arrow right there. And I think I recall that these were like 0.28, so I'll go minus 0.25. If I were really, really, really taking care, I'd go back and look at my formula to find out what standard engagement is. But that's good enough for what I've got right now. So there I go. I've got those two. And then my filter goes on the end. So I'll come over and place. I have to find my filter. There it is, the filter. Yep. And I'm going to put that in there. And again, I don't care about the orientation. Click, right click, OK. And shift and the wheel lets me turn a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to join again. And I'm going to make it cylindrical. And it's the same process over and over and over again. I'm going to take the center line of that front face and put it on the center line of the front face of my nipple. Oh, there it goes. So I can apply that. And again, I need to go find that connection, double click, and I can edit it. And again, it says plus is in this forward direction. So I need to screw it on in the backward direction, minus 0.25. So, and now it's in place. So let me go and put on, you know what? That was the wrong part to put there. I'm going to get rid of that. That was supposed to be my check assembly. What's the matter with me? My check assembly goes there. So I can just get rid of that one. I just deleted it, and I go, okay, I need to put in my 1/2-inch check assembly. That's what goes there. Click, right click, okay. And now I have to look at my flow direction arrow. My flow direction arrow says that the end over here is going to go on here. So I need to spin that around so I can see it a little bit. Joint, cylindrical, and that front part is going to go on to there. Now I've got everything going in the right direction. I can't believe I did that, but yes, I can believe I did that. So now I've got it. So if I were to come in here now and double click on that, I have to cancel this, sorry. Double click on that relation. Again, it says my plus direction is coming away from the part. I want to screw it back into the part, minus 0.25. Now I get another close nipple. And so 1/2-inch nipple close. And you can see how this is just going to keep progressing. Joint, cylindrical, piece to the other. Cancel. And you can get all these later on if you want, but I like to do them right as I go. Again, it's going to be minus 0.25. Now I can put my filter on. Filter. Now it's time for the filter. Okay. Take a look at it where I can see it. Joint, cylindrical. Doesn't take that long, really, to build it up piece by piece. And there's things you can do to speed it up, but I tend not to. I tend to just kind of keep going with it. And I always pay attention to this arrow so that I know which way to screw it on. So this one goes minus 0.25. So, and I'd better save this. Good to save it now and then. So I'll do a file save as, and I'll put it back in that same folder as piston pump assembly. Okay, so that's got me started in there. I'm doing pretty well. Now I need my piece that goes in, and I'm gonna collapse these because I'm starting to run out of room there. I don't need them all showing up. Maybe I'll leave that one open now so that tab is not in the way. So now I need to place my 1/2-inch by 3-inch long, my piston tube. I'm going to see if I can get this one to do something that's a little backwards. We'll find out. Just to show that it doesn't matter, I'm going to go cylindrical. And you would think I'd pick this front end, but I'm going to pick that back end, put into there, and see. Yep, look at that. It's going to put it in kind of backwards. That's not what I wanted. Well, there's this little flip it around button right here that you can use. Click. Oh, now I got it flipped around. That works better. So you can do that flip around thing if you want. There we go. And select and minus 0.25. 5. Now you can set up targets so that these go in automatically. I tend to put them face to face because that is what an assembler is going to do. They're going to line up the faces and then screw it in a certain distance. So that's why I tend to do it that way. All right, so our next step is the piston. Here's my piston. And this one also has to go in a certain way. You can see that the spring, the pocket for the spring is on this side. And the pocket for the spring has to be down at the bottom. Because the spring is going to sit right in this area. So I'm going to have to put it in the right way. So I'll joint, cylindrical, and I'll put this one. And this time I'm going to put it in the middle because that's kind of where I want it to go. And I think I've got it in the right way. I think I do. To see it really quickly, I'll go to my view and like put it into wireframe or something like that. Yep, and I have my hole in the bottom. See how I've got it in the right way? And this is nice because I've got it inside and it shows I can figure out how far I can go up and down or backwards. So that looks okay. I'll put it back into shaded edges. So it's in there. That's cool. I'm coming along. I'm doing well. So now I just have two pieces. I think I've got a 1/4-inch nipple and my check assembly. So back to my assemble, place, 1/4-inch nipple. Where is it? Nipple. There it is. Nipple, 1/4-inch close. Click, right click, OK. And again, this one won't matter which way I put it in because it's the same in either direction. Put it in here. This is why it's good to have cylinders. They go together so well. And you'll find out sometimes that you put alignment pins on things because they are so easy to align cylinders. Okay, now this one, look at this. This one says the positive direction is over to the left. So if I'm going to screw it in a 1/4 inch, it's plus 0.25 time. And my last piece to put on is going to be my check assembly 1/4 inch. Oh, I just pulled the wrong one. Let me get the right one. Check assembly, 1/4 inch. And I'm going to hope I get, yep, it's going to go the right way. So if I join cylindrical, my female and male, oh, it's going the wrong way. I have to do that flippy thing. So, right, it's going the wrong way. So I need to flip my component and apply. And then I can take that, edit, and it's got to go minus 0.25. There. And I think I got my part. Pretty cool. Got it. That's my assembly. So that's how you make your pump assembly. So I'll save it. And that's the end of this tutorial. We'll do things using this now. Now remember, this is not the fully functional unit yet. It's going to need some sort of a tube to get the water from here up to the surface and some sort of a tube to push air into here. Also, the piston is going to need an O-ring and a spring, but I'm going to show you those at a later time, maybe this week, but maybe at a future time. So there we go. Inlet filter, close nipple, check assembly, close nipple, block, close nipple, check assembly, nipple with the piston in it.